Welcome, foolish mortals, to the best of Disney parks. I am your host, your ghost host. Kindly step all the way in, please, and make room for everyone. Now here are your masters of ceremonies, Chip and Greg.
Hoy hoy everyone, and welcome to the best of Disney parks here at the Chip and Company Podcast Network. Welcome into a special edition of Best of Disney Parks, where we are going to go over Disneyland, Disney California Adventure, and D23 Expo. But before I do that, let me bring on the owner of Chip and Company, my good friend, Mr. Chip Confer. Chip, how are you doing today?
Fair warning, they're doing the yard right now, so if you hear like lawnmowers and blowers and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, it sounded like a moose was dying a few moments ago when they passed by. So if anybody hears a moose dying, it's Chip's Lawn Company.
Yep.
So we got out to California this week. It was my first experience out in Disneyland and Disney California Adventures. You had been out there, obviously, many times before. Many. Bear with me, everybody, if I don't get the names right on stuff, because I am a Disney Worlder. Yes, I live at Disney.
Boy, we're starting early on the word of the day, huh?
Yes.
Well, you just get that knocked out in the first 2 minutes.
First sentence, man. You just got to get it out of the way. Thank you so much.
I'm writing this down now. Worlder.
Worlder. I'm a Disney Worlder. I'm making up words as we go, Chip. So, yeah, let's start off on our Wednesday, the 2 days prior to Disney D23 Expo. We got out to Disney California Adventure. You and I, let's start this off by saying you and I both flew out on Wednesday morning and got out there. I got out there around 11 o'clock. You arrived around 1 p.m. So we had the rest of the day to spend at Disney California Adventure, furthermore known as DCA for the rest of this episode, because that's a lot of words.
I normally do not do the parks until after the expo because it was a little busy.
Busy and hot. It was really hot that day. I think it peaked out at 107 degrees. So, and it was a dry heat, which just sucks the moisture out of your skin and you die. Unlike here, where it's a lot of humidity and you'd be like, oh, I'm hot. I need to take a drink. But yeah, let's go over to DCA. We got in there around 2 p.m., which was a good time for everything. You, myself, and Mark. And let's start off with Avengers Campus and Guardians. This was my first time seeing Avengers Campus. I was out there doing nothing but looking for characters. And unfortunately, because of the heat, we did not see too many characters. I got to see Captain America, got to see Shang-Chi, got to see Ant-Man, Loki. Did you see any characters that day?
Just the same ones that you saw.
Oh, and Captain America. I did get a picture with Captain America. That was a lot of fun, by the way. Avengers Campus, I wish I had more time to spend it just sitting there at Avengers Campus. But then...
You were like a kid in the candy store then.
Oh, I was so wide-eyed. Did you? I was trying to look everywhere at once. I think I gave myself whiplash at least 2 or 3 times, just looking around, just taking it all in. Like, we don't have Avengers Campus here at Disney World. So it was really cool just to sit in that space and see the Quinjet, see the truck that they have, seeing, Doctor Strange's area. I thought that was cool. We'll get into Pimm's Kitchen in a little bit because we did eat there the following day. But the first thing we did, though, was, Guardians? How is it? It's Tower of Terror, but it's the Guardians version.
Yeah.
And then we did Mission Breakout. Thank you so much. Guardians Mission Breakout. But since it was after 3 p.m., I think, it had turned into an overlay called Monsters After Dark. I have a general fear of Tower of Terror. Like, I just do not like Tower of Terror here at Walt Disney World. I will ride it with my daughter when I need to. But you and Mark were like, we need to go on Guardians first thing. I was like, okay, well, so you guys are like, this is nothing. I, meanwhile, am terrified of going on this ride because it hurts. Like, that up and down, you slam on your butt here at Tower of Terror in Disney World.
You kind of float.
Yeah, Guardians, Monsters After Dark, the overlay was cool. Get on the ride, and man, is that not the smoothest free fall I've ever felt in my life. And it's really not even a free fall. It's you're being pulled up and down. We got on there. We rode it. We had 2 full drops and then a whole bunch of in between where you just feel like, what is it? The atmosphere was sucked out. There was no gravity for a little bit.
Yeah,
By the time we were done, I actually had my hands in the air and was really, really enjoying it. It's now one of my favorite rides, but it's also one of my favorite rides that I will never ride again. I'm good. I've ridden it once. I can say I did it.
I didn't bring my Dramamine, so I was really feeling it.
You did not. We had to go search for some, and we didn't find any at the hotel store. But yeah, you did ride it. Yeah, a little queasy.
I'm good for the first 5 minutes, but usually by that last drop, I'm like, all right, I'm ready for this to be over.
Yeah. So yeah, Guardians, Monsters After Dark, one of my favorite rides. I do agree. It is so much better out at DCA because that everybody's always debating about that. I will say it is much smoother and better out at DCA. Then we got over towards the Radiator Springs area. And that was really cool. I'd never seen an area, the Cars Land basically, and got to look at all the buildings and take photos. Got to do Radiator Springs Racer, which is test track, but cars.
Cars, yeah.
And can I tell you, it's one of the best rides I've ever ridden. Like, it is so fun to go on that ride. We did win against the other car. Let's just put it that way, because we're better than them and they know it.
And I've always gone to the right for some reason. I've never gone to the left on that ride.
Really? Yeah.
I'll be dead serious. I've probably ridden it about 20 times, and every single time I go right.
So somebody had told me that the track layout is almost exactly identical to Test Track. And you know what? When I was riding, I was having too much fun and did not notice that. But yeah, Radiator Springs, that's an eye opener, especially for somebody who goes to Epcot all the time and rides Test Track. I thought it was amazing. I love the theming of the place. Cars Land out there is beautiful, and it's well done. The theming is so right on. At nighttime, it looks like the movie. Like, I can't explain that any better. But Radiator Springs Racer, I had a blast with you guys riding that. All 3 of us in the front of the car. It was fun. Once we were done Radiator Springs Racer, we went over to the Cozy Cone because we had to get some churros. Mark got some pink lavender drink, purple lavender drink. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you what the flavor was. It was just purple. So we'll just say it was purple, and it tasted purple.
I got the mac and cheese too.
So I was going to say, you got what is that? A hand sandwich? I forget what Disney calls them, but it was the mac and cheese inside of the bread bowl that looks like a cone. I thought it was excellent. It was, is that the one that had the Cheeto dust on top of it, or
the spicy Cheeto?
Those really good. Disneyland and DCA have some really good food, and I'm glad we got a chance to try that. We also got to try, what is it? The churro, Disneyland churro,
the one that tastes like Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah. That was really good also. So we stopped at the Cozy Cone to just grab something to eat real quick, and that was enjoyable.
The food, and I told you this when we were out there, the quick service food is better than the sit-down food at Disneyland. But at Disney World, the sit-down food is better than the quick service food.
After experiencing that, I agree with you 100%. I think you're right on that. The food at all the quick service stops that we went to was amazing.
I never have to book dining reservations at Disneyland. I just
there's no reason to. You can eat at all these little stands, and the prices aren't horrible. But if I don't have to do a sit-down restaurant, I look at the prices and go, okay, well, that's saving me a whole lot of money by just grabbing something. Like we went to a Word Wieners and had the sorry
and giggled for about a half an hour.
Oh, it wasn't even. I can't stop giggling about that. We stuffed ourselves with wieners.
You got the big wiener.
I took it all, man. I took the whole thing. We split 2 wieners between the 3 of us.
And the funnel cake fries.
Oh man, those Oogie Boogie. Let's start off with the Oogie Boogie funnel cake fries on this one. That monstrosity of gummy worms. It was like funnel cake fries and green topping. That was like the largest amount of whipped cream, whatever whipped topping that is.
I don't even know if it was whipped topping. It was like a cross between Cool Whip and like regular frosting.
Cool Whip. It was Cool Whip. Yeah, it was the mixture. You're absolutely right. But there was candy corns on there. There was M&Ms.
I never saw any of that. Did Mark eat all that?
I think Mark downed most of that. The fries, the funnel cake fries underneath, amazing tasting.
Yeah, they were good.
Really, really good. But with all that other stuff, I was like, I'm diabetic, man. That would have killed me. Like it was so much sugar all at once.
You really like that pulled pork dog too.
Yeah. The wieners themselves. We had a pulled pork wiener, which was the hottest
wiener.
I do. It was the hottest wiener I've ever had in my mouth.
Are we gonna have to slap a label on this one?
We may have to. Okay, I'll stop. It was the pulled pork hot dog was like a foot-long hot dog that was very beefy. And
remember, in Western Pennsylvania, we say hot dog.
Right. I'm sorry. We'll go hot dog. It had a spice on top of it. It was like an aioli spice, but it was the hottest piece of food I've ever eaten in my life. Like there was some sort of pepper sauce on it that as soon as it touched your mouth, you were on fire. Just on fire.
Tropical chutney is what it's described as.
Yeah, the chutney was right on. The spice went away after a few moments, but it left my mouth burning. Like my lips were burning from all that wiener.
I need to get the sound effect board. I gotta log in.
You really got to get that sound effect board. I need canned laughter after that. What else did we do that day? We walked over to Pixar Pier. We saw Pacific Wharf. We did get a chance to see the icon, which is the Wheel of Death. What is it actually called? I don't know, whatever, the Ferris wheel out there with the Mickey photo on the front. I just loved being in that park and seeing the view of stuff.
It's called Pixar Pier, the whole place.
Okay. I rode Incredicoaster earlier that day before you got there. It's good. That whole area, it's themed well. I don't know, man. I don't want to judge DCA too much because I only got a little bit of time in there, but I definitely got that Hollywood Studios feel when I walked into the park. And then as soon as you're out of that front area, it opens up to a whole different park. And it's definitely Disney and it's definitely beautiful. Avengers Campus was a bit weird for me because it was so hot. But on the way out, we got a whole lot of merch that we were getting here at Disney World, but because we weren't around and did not see some of this stuff, and poor Joey can't take care of like every park at once because she's only one person.
Yeah.
We did get some merchandise that did show up at Walt Disney World and Disneyland. What is her name? Danielle Nicole is the creator. We saw the Jasmine collection out there with 2 brand new bags. One was a backpack and the other one was, I guess, a crossbody or a purse.
Well, one was a lounge file. One was a...
No. They were both Dan and Nicole. Anna and I discussed it and figured it all out.
Okay.
So I think I had told you originally it was a Loungefly, and you told her it was a Loungefly, and she was like, "It's Anna." Anna was like, "No, it's Daniel Nicole."
Okay.
And I went, "Oh, my bad." So she fixed it.
Okay.
So once the article comes out, and it may be out already, she did the proper way of doing it. But yeah, the Jasmine collection.
I was just trying to cool off because it was like 106 degrees.
Right.
So,
We just needed to get into air conditioning at this point. So it was like, hey, let's see what's new. Yeah. So the two new bags, they're both obviously Agrabah is in the background. You can see Jasmine on the flying carpet. One is a really nice, it has gemstones across the front in a crescent moon on a blue bag. The other one's a black bag with like gems across the front and Agrabah. They're really cool. So go check them out. They are here at Disney Style at Disney Springs. So, and then you can find them at Disney Hollywood, DCA.
Ugh.
It's just DCA. We got to see Groot. I Am Groot bowl. I thought that was cute. Just Groot looks like he's in a pumpkin bowl and he is the stem. And he's got his arms up on the bowl like he's lounging. So
that'd be good
really,
to put my keys in by the front door.
yeah, I was like, oh, it's a candy bowl, but it's got Groot hanging out, man. You could use this for anything. So good idea putting your keys in that one. We got to see the new light up headband from Hercules. It is blue light up. Look, my hair's already blue. I could just stand it up and be Hercules, be Hades anyway. But yeah, the headband was like $30, man. That was expensive for that.
How much are they at Disney World? $29.99.
Yeah, a penny less.
That one penny, man, that's so expensive.
Somebody said you could find them originally for like after discount for like $10.99. It's like, oh wow, well, it must be holiday season. It's like that popcorn bucket. But I won't go there. I digress. We got to see the Loungefly collection. Well, it's not Loungefly. I'm sorry, Mickey, the main attraction carousel set. And it does have a Loungefly bag. I was wondering if the ears were Loungefly also, but they're not. So we got to see the Royal Carousel collection. The bag was out there, the ears, the key, the pin, and the plush. So the whole collection was available and for sale out there. Yeah, I don't know what happened with one of these bags, but man, it was so off-centered. It was crazy. Like so I don't know. Quality control needs to step up a little bit on that. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, but the one we picked up was pretty bad. And then we got.
I think you just did throw someone under the bus.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, they're great people there. I'm not saying that, but you know, when there's an issue, you got to say that there's an issue. That's all.
I think if you're a Disney Worlder, you don't really see that many. Anything? No?
Yeah. Oh, no. I completely agree.
I was trying to use your word of the day, Worlder.
Worlder. Disney World. I can't do it, man. Leaving Disney California Adventure, henceforth known as I'm going to say that every time. Leaving DCA, man, how long of those lines were there? Like, what is it about? And maybe you can explain this to me because you've been there. What is it about that the lines at nighttime are long, like 100 times longer than the daytime? Like leaving there, the lines to get into Disneyland itself, every station was backed up, and they had every station open to go in. We're backed up all the way to DCA.
Well, Greg, when you have a full-time job working Monday through Friday, you typically get off work around 5. And most of the people that we saw were probably annual pass holders get in the heat of the days, pretty much gone.
When you have a 9-to-5 job. Wow, man. Moving on.
You asked for an explanation.
Nope, you're right. Look, I'm not debating. You're right. Let's go to day 2, which was the Thursday, henceforth known as Disney Plus Day. I finally had my first trip to Disneyland since I was a child. So I don't remember going as a child. Apparently I went. I don't know. My parents are weird. You've obviously been there before. Mark just spent 5 episodes talking about Disneyland. So I finally got a chance to go to Disneyland myself. It was a dream come true, which, by the way, I want to thank you personally because you had bought the tickets, and so I got to experience Disneyland. But it was Disney Plus Day, so we were joined by Robbie. Mark was there, you were there, I was there. We took the walk over to Disneyland. Our hotel was pretty much across the street, so it was like a block away to get there. It was really nice. It was a short walk. We didn't have to take transportation, nothing. We were just there, and it was awesome. So we didn't have to walk a million miles. Got in Disney Plus Day, and it was very blue, Chip. It was very blue.
Yeah, it was pretty blue.
It was blue. Got in. First thing you see is like they have Disney Plus signs. You can get in, what was it, 30 minutes early, hour early at Disneyland if you had an account with Disney Plus. So you got early park hours. I ruined our early park hours by just getting on Main Street and staring for about 30 minutes because I was overwhelmed. It was so magical and amazing to be standing on Main Street at Walt's Park in Disneyland. Oh man, I had a moment or two. One of the cool things I do want to say about Disney Plus Day is out at Disneyland, they were giving away free Disney Plus blue balloons, Mickey head blue balloons. Yeah, let's put it that way. Now I'm rambling. I don't know what to say about Disneyland. Like, it was so magical. It was so much fun. So I stood on Main Street and just recorded all these balloons going past me, staring at Cinderella Castle. And it made for a minute and a half of one of the best videos I've ever done. So I was really happy to be there.
That's Sleeping Beauty's castle.
What did I say?
Cinderella.
Oh, dang it.
You're a Disney Worlder. It happens.
World, yeah. Sleeping Beauty Castle. I apologize. I do know it is Sleeping Beauty Castle. I don't know why I just said Cinderella. So Sleeping Beauty Castle is amazing. There is no debate on which castle is better because they are both equally amazing in their own way. We got to go over, though, to ride a few rides that day. You guys wanted to make sure that I rode everything that would set Disneyland apart from Disney World. So the first thing we went on was Space Mountain, which has the double seats. I love the entrance to Space Mountain in Disneyland. It's really cool to go up to the second level, and it's mostly outdoors, and then you go indoors for the queue. So the queue out there I thought was excellent, Chip. Space Mountain itself, where do you stand on Space Mountain in Disneyland?
I like it better than Disney World, but I like Disneyland Paris is better than both.
Oh, well, the launch at Disneyland Paris is phenomenal. Of course you would like that better. Doesn't the one in Paris invert, have a loop? I could be wrong. I could be way off on that.
Maybe. I don't remember. It's been a really long time.
It's been a long time. Disneyland Space Mountain I thought was fun. I thought it was a lot of side to side and a lot of turns. Obviously, like Space Mountain out here. But I think Space Mountain out here has like a drop or two that you're not expecting in the dark, which makes it a little bit more fun. So there's no debate. Again, they're both amazing rides. The one here hurts your back a little bit. The one out there was one of the smoothest roller coasters I've been on, especially for how old it is. Had a blast on that.
Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain at Disneyland Paris does have a loop.
Hey, look, I do know what I'm talking about sometimes. I may sound like an idiot most of the time. Hey, it's two dumb guys. It's dumb guy and dumb guy.
Dumb guy and Google guy.
Dumb guy and Google guy. Hey, Google guy.
I can't even remember. It's been so long.
Yeah, I you just learn these things over time. One of the other things we then had to do, because obviously Dinosaur is out here in Animal Kingdom, and out in Disneyland you have Indiana Jones. Not you have. I mean, you're a North Carolina guy. You're at a Disney World. I can't tell you.
We have the real life Indiana Jones here, Greg.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Snakes and everything.
You can keep them. It's all you. Indiana Jones is almost exactly like Dinosaur. Obviously, it's themed towards Indiana Jones, not like Dinosaur. I don't mean it in theming. But it was fun, man. Like having the fire, going across the bridge, feeling like you're in peril for a second.
Snakes. Why does it always
Why
got
is
to be
it-
snakes?
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun, man. I really enjoyed Indiana Jones. I'm not even going to do the debate against Dinosaur versus Indiana Jones.
Well, there's really no comparison, honestly.
None, because Indiana Jones is just so great. It was
Yeah.
fun, man. Like I don't know, I don't like the rides itself. Like I'm not a dinosaur fan. I'm not an Indiana Jones fan. Like, and I don't mean the movies. I mean the ride. Like that ride vehicle is not fun to me. It's too jerky, too blah blah blah. But that was fun to ride. It was a blast. Like the theming in there is phenomenal. The other one we went to, you can tell people we were doing the debate which one is which. Mark and I rode Big Thunder Mountain. I just wanted to throw that in because Big Thunder Mountain out there was a blast. The animatronics, the mine scene, where the dynamite scene, a few other things really set it apart. It's fun. It does not feel like the one in Walt Disney World at Magic Kingdom. I like the one at Magic Kingdom because I think it has better views. I think just out in Disney World, Big Thunder Mountain, better views. I'm not going to say it's a better ride because I don't think it is. So that was a blast to do. And then, Chip, we got to go on Haunted Mansion
Twice.
The first time we went on, I had never done Haunted Mansion out there, but it was the Nightmare Before Christmas holiday overlay, and it had just opened up a few days prior. Man, does that overlay work really well. It was beautiful. It was amazing. I'm not kidding when I say that both of us and Mark all had our mouths agape the first time. And we're like, we got off after riding it, and you were like, we have to ride this again. We need video. We need pictures. We got to do this again. So instantly, we went right back on Haunted Mansion Holiday Overlay. And we recorded it for YouTube. So if you guys want to see it, Chip and I recorded a video of the whole ride. So you get some of the queue, you get the whole ride. It's spectacular, Chip. I understand why they don't do the overlay here at Walt Disney World, but this needs to be its own ride. Like, I fully believe that Nightmare Before Christmas deserves its own ride, just like this. You can change up some of the stuff and get rid of the Haunted Mansions part of it and just do a Nightmare Before Christmas. So spectacular. I can't debate between Haunted Mansion here versus Haunted Mansion there because I didn't ride Haunted Mansion. I rode the Nightmare Before Christmas, and it blew my mind. I was so happy to ride that with you guys.
Hurry back. Don't forget your death certificate.
I was trying to think of what it says for Nightmare Before Christmas. Now I got to rewatch the video that we recorded. I don't know, man. It was so good. It was so much fun. Like, I was a kid riding Haunted Mansion. And then, of course, obviously, we had to do Pirates of the Caribbean in Disneyland. One of the cool things I thought about it was the 2 drops. I had forgot that there was 2 drops. So on the second drop, I was like, oh, what am I doing? But that was so much fun riding it with you guys. One of the things that upset me about riding that ride, Chip, and I'll tell you, was not the ride itself, because the ride is amazing. It was the animatronics.
What's wrong with them?
That's the problem. There's nothing wrong with them. They're beautiful, and they move in perfect ways. They don't feel like robots. It blew Pirates of the Caribbean out of the water, figuratively and literally, here at Walt Disney World. Like, Walt Disney World, you go on there and the animatronics are so jerky feeling and looking, and they feel like robots. Out there, they were just so perfect. They worked so well. The ride looked so clean. I was like, why can't we have that at Disney World? Well, why can't they maintain our animatronics? They're the same animatronics. It's the same system, right? You're like, sure. I don't know. Like, are you done?
I didn't really notice it that much.
Yeah, because you'd been out there before. Yeah. Like, this. You're really hearing a lot of this stuff from a person that was this first time ever experiencing it. So
I was fighting back a nap.
Right. So we left after that. We got to see the all the holiday decorations in Disneyland, which mostly happen in the Main Street USA Town Square area. So we got to see the giant pumpkin, which, man, that's an awesome giant pumpkin.
Yeah, it was huge.
The only thing I'm bummed about, I will say, is I did not get to see Mickey and Minnie. I wanted to see Mickey in his pumpkin pants. Pumpkin pants.
Well,
pumpkin pants Mickey.
We would have had more time if we didn't have to check in for media for the D23 Expo.
Right. So we decided to take the downtown Disney way out and go across towards Grand California and up that way. So downtown Disney, man. And I'm just giving you my first impressions here. It's cool because that's where the trams drop you in and out of. It's cool to have all the shops there, but man, Disney Springs kills that place. It's one of the great things is it's right there. So the parks are right next to each other. Downtown Disney's right there. You can do World of Disney's over there. All the shops that you would think of. We got to go to Blue Ribbon Hot Dogs. Is that what it is?
Sure. It's not a Disney-owned hot dog place.
Right, but it's in downtown Disney, so we're going to call it a Disney place.
Yeah, across from the Lego store.
Yes. So we had to try the panko battered...
Panko.
What did I say?
Panko. Am I just on here just to correct you? And
I think you are.
Things?
It's like a teacher in the back with like the ruler. I said panko. No, it's panko. The damn it.
I'm just gonna go on mute, and then whenever you mess up, then chime in. That's my whole job function. But at least with job security,
you're not writing an article this time or watching a video. At least you're listening.
Oh, I was watching videos for a while there. When you're talking about Disneyland and your first visit and everything, I just zoned out for a while.
Yeah, you're like, I've heard this, man. We've done so many podcasts. We're going to do 2 more or 3 more or whoever. And you're going to still be like, oh, I was wide-eyed. Look at magic. Yay. Yeah, Greg's being all emotional. I hate emotions. That's you. Anti-emotion man.
Yep.
It's just you are so even keeled, man. I have to tell you, like, doesn't matter what's happening. The world could be on fire, and you're like, yeah, we'll go get a bucket of water and protect ourselves. All right, Chip, I'm following you, man. Whatever you say.
I'm good in an emergency.
Bad at emotions, good in an emergency.
Yeah, if we die, it was our time.
Death happens, happens to everybody. Gonna be my time soon. Yeah. Moving on. Anyway, downtown Disney. So we got speaking of wanting to kill ourselves or dying, we had to try the Pickle Corn Dog with the peanut butter sauce.
You had to try it.
Okay. I had been
not on any list of mine.
I had been raving about this hot dog since it was released April of 2021. So it's been a year and a half since I've talked about this Pickle Dog. So you led us over to go to the Pickle Dog store, which is Blue Ribbon Hot Dogs, Blue Ribbon Corn Dogs. And we got the Pickle Dog, which is exactly like it explains. You stuff a pickle with a hot dog and then coat it in panko.
Inside a taco, surrounded by a pizza, inside a turkey.
It's a lot. And then it's served with a side of peanut butter sauce. And I was like, man, this is either going to be the worst thing I've ever eaten in my life, or it's going to be one of the best. Chip, before I give you my opinion, what was your opinion on trying the Pickle Corn Dog?
I went in with low expectations, and I was met with those.
Oh, you suck, man. It was great.
You devoured it. I had one piece. It dipped it in the peanut butter. I'm like, okay, I've had one.
Dude, I destroyed that thing. It was so I cut it in half because you had to see what it was, and then took the stick out and cut it up into little pieces. And I know people were like, oh, it's so small, like it's not going to feed everybody. It fed 3 grown men. And it was a lot. Like the hot dog was good, but then you throw the pickle over it.
It fed one grown man and 2 other people that didn't really give a crap.
Did not give a crap. I cared. I came. I saw. I conquered. I loved it. Chip is one of my new favorite snacks ever. I either need to figure out how to make this myself, or Walt Disney World needs a blue ribbon corn dog out here.
I think you could probably figure it out.
I'll
it
try.
It doesn't seem that hard to make.
I don't know. I've never deep fried a hot dog like that. I'm gonna have to learn how to do it now.
You're gonna have to get a really big wiener because you got to shove a pickle in there. Well, no, a really big pickle to shove a wiener in there. Was it the pickle? I'm trying to remember because I'm
trying not to say stuff, man. I'm
trying to be serious, but
I know, and it's gone. It's gone because now I'm touching pickles to wieners, and
was the wiener inside the pickle, or was the pickle inside the wiener?
The wiener gets shoved inside the pickle. The
Okay.
pickle is the opening.
So you need a really big pickle then.
You need a very large pickle to shove the hot dog in. And then you have to coat it in peanut just don't touch the tips. Oh man, we got to walk. Just move on, please. Just move on. There's enough.
Where would you get a big giant pickle like that to shove a wiener in?
So speaking of giant big. Oh, I almost said it. Speaking of giant pickles, do you remember going? And you probably do because you were just south of Erie, north of Pittsburgh. Pickle barrels. Like you would go into a store and they would have a barrel.
Oh, yeah. Those big,
and they would be
pickles.
those giant pickles. Yep. I don't like nobody else. I'm like, it's got to be a Pennsylvania or Northeastern thing because I remember like the local deli had an original pickle barrel. And then, of course, over time, they had to get like the inside had to be plastic and cleanable for FDA regulations or whatever.
Yeah, I remember those. It was a wooden barrel and basically just smelled like vinegar.
Yeah. And you could stick your whole hand in there. It was like bobbing for pickles. Like that's the visual. You were just bobbing for pickles. Oh man, so good. That's where you get the big pickle, Chip.
Well, there you go. You get a big pickle, shove a hot dog in there. Get some panko breading. Deep fry that puppy. Yeah, you could create it. Yeah. I know I could.
How does the panko stay on there? So you obviously need like the corn dog batter. Yeah. And then you put the panko on top of that.
Yep.
Man, you know what? That'll be an adventure this weekend. I will tell you how that turns out. Now I just got to find a big pickle. Anyway, let's move on.
Go to Publix. They probably have them.
Yeah. We did. Why is the Yogi Boogie display next? Like that was way back in the beginning. But anyway.
No. The display is over at we went to Grand Californian.
Oh, right. We went through the Grand Californian. Reminding me a lot of Wilderness Lodge, but so much better. Like, I don't even know what it costs to stay there. I'm sure it's like $500 and above per night. But it's beautiful. One section I have to talk about was where the fireplace is. If you stand back from that area, the whole place looks like it's what do you call that place around the fire pit?
A hearth?
Yes, it looks like. Why am I having word issues?
I'm just earning my paycheck today.
You really are. Thank you. It looks like a giant hearth if you step back, and it goes up to like the third floor. It's spectacular looking, Chip. Like I'm sure you have. Have you ever stayed there?
I have a couple times. Yeah.
Is the rooms just as nice as the lobby?
They're pretty much a standard room.
Yeah, of course. So you're paying for the lobby and the amenities, obviously. I thought it was beautiful. They had a really cool Oogie Boogie display over there that we got video of. Have we put that up online?
I don't think so.
Well, look for it. We're going to put that up probably today or tomorrow. Oogie Boogie display at Grand Californian. If you're out in Disneyland, go check it out. Seriously, I know a lot of people listen and they're Disney Worlders, but we do have some people at Disneyland. So the people at Disneyland, or if you're going out there, just walk through the Grand Californian. It's really nice. On our way over to pick up our media badges, we went and walked by, what was it, Paradise Pier Hotel?
Yep.
Is that the name of it now, or is that the new name of it?
No, what's the new name of it?
Either way, while Google Man is on, as we walked by, they literally were taking down the signs and the facade, and they had a bunch of giant cranes out there, a lot of construction going on at Paradise Pier Hotel. We didn't even realize, like, they had kind of mentioned it, and we knew at D23 they would talk about it, but I didn't think that they were going to take down all the display while every media person was out there. Like, everybody jumped on that and was like, Paradise Pier Hotel is no longer Paradise Pier Hotel.
Pixar Place Hotel.
Pixar Place Hotel. Yeah, it looks awesome. I cannot wait to stay there. Like, I'm going to stay there once the renovations are done. It looks amazing. Then we went and we got to pick up our media badges. You and I picked up our media badges. Really easy and simple. Had to show ID. We fixed all the issues we had with Mark's regular pass. So everything worked perfectly for us. Easy check-in for us. Mark and I went back to the hotel. Chip, you get to tell us about a few things here real quick, because you got media preview. We were only allowed one person for media preview because, look, Disney doesn't try and play favorites, so they're not going to be like, oh, bring your whole media team, we'll feed 20 people. You, being Chip of Chip and Company, went over and got the media preview. You said it was great, man. You had a lot of fun over there. They gave you some food, some drinks. I know you don't drink very much, but they also gave you
water.
Yeah, well, drank a lot of that. You got a preview of the whole floor. You got some really special shots and video. Let's start off with Walt's plane. So you go in, and that is part of the arena out there. Half the arena was for media check-in, and then the other half behind walls was Walt's plane.
Yeah, and they just brought it in from Florida after it's been basically under a tarp for the longest time. But I did get to interview one of the people from the Walt Disney World Archive, or the Disney Archive, who was responsible for bringing it out. And
those guys, by the way, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, you're
fine. The Walt Disney Archives people are amazing. I'll mention this now before we get to mention the other big name. On your way out, you got to meet and say hello to a friend of ours, Michael Vargo, who is, I think, the vice president or president now of Disney Archives and D23, I think.
Yep.
But so there was a lot of important people there. And the Disney Archives people, not only are they knowledgeable, but man, do they love to talk about what they're working on. Because they love I've never seen people love what they do more, other than me. I love what I do. So, yeah, you got to talk to the Archives people.
Yeah, and we got to see Walt's plane. After Walt's plane, we went in. We did the Disney television, like all the different Disney and Hulu television programs. They had a little booth set up.
Right.
From there, we went to the Walt Disney Archives, the Disney 100, which I don't think you ever made it to.
I did not.
Yeah. We walked through there and got to see all the displays they had there. And then the big one was going to the Wonderful World of Dreams, the Disney Parks booth. And
stunning.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You guys, what was cool about that, and I'll bring this up, is a lot of breaking news came from just going into that booth alone.
Oh, yeah. Everybody skipped by like the Shanghai and Hong Kong and Disneyland Paris area and went straight to the Disney World Disneyland section, where they had Walt's actual statue that's coming to Epcot. That was there, where you can actually put your hands on it. They had Tiana's Bayou Adventure. They had a display set up of that to give you an idea what it's going to look like.
Yeah, and speaking of that one, it was the facade of what the attraction is going to look like. So there's a water tower with her princess crown on top of. Looks like they lobbed off the top of the mountain, and they're going to have something up there, which looks really cool. But yeah, it was really nice just to see the preview of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, at least the facade. 3D model too.
Mm-hmm. And then they had Mickey's Toontown in Disneyland. They had a model set up of that as well, so you can see how it's going to look when it's finished.
So imagine, if you will, when you go through Walt Disney Presents the Walt Disney World at Hollywood Studios, Walt Disney Presents Theater. You go into that theater area, and the walk through the museum part has a bunch of 3D models of like Jungle Cruise, Spaceship Earth's in there, Cinderella Castle's in there. So it was those type of models. So these models are going to end up hopefully at Disney World at Walt Disney Presents Theater. But until then, those models, Toontown, I have no connection to Toontown, but that looks like a blast, man. Like the renovations and the retheming they're doing there, spectacular. And then what else did we... Oh, the Walt Disney Archives, Disney 100, just so everybody's aware, will be going to opening at Philadelphia at the Franklin Institute starting February 18th. So you can go, and it's going to be a traveling museum showcase. So it's going to spend a few months in Philadelphia, move on to Chicago. It's going to make its way across the country for about 2 years. If you get a chance to see this, this is amazing because it is the history of Walt Disney, everything, pictures, animation, movies, theme parks, simply stunning. And then the next thing we're going to talk about is going to be the floor itself. But before that time, I think we're going to take a commercial.
Yeah, we're running really long.
We are already. We are, man. I told you this one was going to be a long episode, man. So let's take a commercial real quick.
If I can find him. Where is it? There it is. Okay.
Thanks, Google, man.
Do you love Chip and Company podcast? Be sure to head over to chipandco.com for even more Disney Parks news, entertainment, and review podcasts. Chip and Company has been delivering the best in Disney news, planning tips, and more since 2009. And now you can get that news in an audio-only format, now 5 days a week. Every Monday, join Mark and Greg for Diz Life Podcast and start your week off the right way by living your best Disney life. Tuesday is our news and review podcast discussing the latest breaking news from the Walt Disney Corporation. Every Wednesday, we're discussing the best of Disney parks with Chip and Greg. Thursdays have Mark and Greg breaking down the top headlines of the week in And Company, a weekly news roundup. And don't forget to tune into Extra every single weekend where we give you a deep dive on the biggest topic of the week. Get that extra dose of Disney in your weekly commute, your time on the treadmill, or even just relaxing around the house. So what are you waiting for? Head over to chipandco.com today and become part of the fastest growing podcast network in the Disney community. We hope that you enjoyed today's podcast, and thank you for being a part of our podcast family.
Please like and subscribe if you are enjoying this. We are going to try and catch up a little bit on time here because I can babble. We could have just done the parks on this episode, Chip, and skipped everything else.
We can skip the panels because they can go back and listen to everything about the panels yesterday.
Yes, we will skip the panels. We did talk a lot about that. And then we're going to talk about it more on And Company tomorrow with Mark Valentine. So let's talk about getting in the morning on Friday morning. Before you and I were escorted off the floor because we did not realize that we were not allowed on there yet. We were politely, aggressively escorted off the floor. Is that the right word I want to use? We were
passive,
down to
passive aggressive.
Yes, passive aggressively escorted off the floor. We look in all these things. They normally allow the media to come in and film and get shots before the crowd comes in, and so we followed the normal routine of doing this. And after about 30 minutes, a security guard who Disney had hired was like, "Thank you guys so much, but you're not allowed to be here," and was like politely escorting us out, but very passive aggressive. Like, "How did you get in here? Why are you here? What's going on? What did you do while you were here?" It's like,
I don't know. I've been
just
going to everyone, and I've always
we followed the rules, man. Look, if we didn't, but before that, we did get some shots of the floor, and we got to see Disney on Broadway, which they do a virtual sit down, and you get to watch like 7 or 8 minutes of a Broadway show, VR. I thought that was interesting. Good job, Disney Broadway, on that. They've been there for a few years, a few times doing that. It was weird to me, but other people loved it. We got to see the Lucasfilms Star Wars area. I love this, Chip, because it had not only did it have the Star Wars costumes for Andor coming up, but some of the past ones from A New Hope. They had Darth Vader, obviously costumes from Mandalorian. That was really cool. But if you turned around, there was Willow and the new show. So they had a bunch of costumes and props from the new Willow show coming to Disney Plus from Lucasfilms. And then if you turn around to the other corner, it was Raiders of the Lost Ark. And you got to see Harrison Ford's costume, the new bad guy in the new film, her costume. That was really cool.
You have 30 seconds per section because we are running really behind.
Excellent.
30 seconds. Go.
Did you just tell me to go? All right. Here, let's see if I can do this. The next one we got to was the Tron Bike for the new Tron Light Cycle / Run. I don't know why there's a slash in between Light Cycle and Run, but now Disney's doing a slash between them. So it's Tron Light Cycle / Run. We got to sit on the bike. You and I played with the buttons, so we got it to light up, and we made a cool video out of that. Then we got over to Storybook Living, which is the new living community that Disney is building out in California. You can see all that on YouTube. We did film these and put them up. I think Storybook Living is going to go up today. Then, of course, obviously, we saw Adventures by Disney. We all know that they just sold a $110,000 flight around the world, and you stop at every single park. Plus, you get to see Cairo and a few other places. Adventures by Disney booth was spectacular, I have to say. Disney Cruise Line was following that. These are all in a row, so you're just going booth
they
to
were
booth
all,
to
yeah,
booth.
all in one area.
Disney Cruise Line had the Wish out there. It had the map that I loved, or the mural. I love that mural that shows the characters on the cruise itself and then every level. I do want to say about Disney Cruise Line, Chip, when I was walking out the final day, Goofy was in that booth and they were filming a spot for Disney commercial. So I got to see Goofy.
Disney treasure.
It was in the Wish thing.
Oh, yeah.
So, and he was in his Wish outfit. I don't know if Goofy's dressed the same across the cruises. I don't cruise. In the World of Dreams booth, they had Project EXO, which we got to see the following day, or 2 days later at the Disney Parks panel, was the Hulk. The Hulk is part of Project EXO, which is just like an exoskeleton, exo meaning exoskeleton suit that is lightweight, and the cast member, obviously, whatever that character is lightweight, and they can make them much larger. So we should start being able to see Groot, the Hulk. Larger characters should be coming to Disney World and Disneyland. So Project EXO, again, you can check that out in our World of Dreams. Chip, you did an amazing story and took a lot of amazing photos of the ride vehicles that are coming around to each theme park in the at Disney parks. All the new rides that are coming out. So you took a picture really close up of every ride vehicle. Article did amazing on Chip and Company. Please go check that out, chipandcompany.com. What a great article and what great pictures you took about that. We did get over to the Pixar booth, and the Pixar booth was really cool. They have obviously the Pixar ball wall. You can go get a picture with balls. That was really cool. But yeah, in the Pixar booth, obviously it has Toy Story, Monsters Inc. It had a video playing snippets from every movie. Really emotional and cool to see. The new movie they have coming out is Elemental. So they had a big Elemental shot that you could take. They had the panda, the bear. What was it? From Turning Red. A big, giant stuffed version of that was there. And then they have little places that you can get shots of stuff. Or selfies, or what do you call those? Selfie walls. They had Elemental, Strange World. You and I are going to talk about Strange World at some point in the future because that deserves its own conversation. It's a really cool concept, and it's going to be very different than what Disney Animation has done in the past. Win or lose?
I like that one.
You're going to have to... Do you know anything about that? Because I don't know a thing about it.
Yeah, it's Pixar's first dive into Disney Plus series. So it's going to be 6 episodes highlighting each character from a softball team. So you'll get like the umpire, the head coach, different players on the team, and you follow a little story arc for each character. It's really
and
cool.
then that was really cool. They had Elio, which is a kid goes into space and becomes the ambassador for Earth, looking for his mother, or his mother's looking for him. Elio was there, and then we got into the Marvel Studios booth, which when we were there,
that's my goat.
Thank you for being a screaming goat. They had all the costumes like they do in the Star Wars one, and they were all lined up on a wall, and they look spectacular. So you get to see Loki, Captain America, Falcon, and the Winter Soldier were there, like all these amazing costumes. And then they get over to Thor: Love and Thunder, and there's a goat head. It literally is the goat head. Like, it looks like a because it's the goat. Have you seen the movie?
Yes.
The goat with the tongue out.
Yeah.
And it just screams, which you could do the scream better than I can. This goat, though, is only the head with its tongue out. So it looks like a dead goat. It's like the most surreal thing going through Marvel. I was like, why is there a dead goat head on a stick? Like, we like to put goat heads on pikes. It was so weird, man.
That was
what
weird.
The hell? But the rest of the booth was really cool because they had giant screens set up and were showing footage from everything, and they were giving away stuff. Marvel Studios did a good job. I do want to talk about 2 or 3 other things for shopping because shopping, I'll be really quick on this, Chip. We got into the shopping area. What is it? Shopping mall, whatever you had to get in the virtual queue. I was able to pick up the new Tron Loungefly bag. You were able to pick up the Tron shirt and a few other things, and the Starbucks tumbler that was selling out in like seconds. So we did get in there and get some special merchandise for ourselves to bring back. Listen, we are Disney fans, so we do buy our own merchandise sometimes. We got to meet the owner, Michael Berkman. Oh, come on, it's something. The founder,
Mike Becker. I want to get his name right. Mike Becker. He is the founder of Funko. What an amazing human being he is. We were granted about 20 minutes of his time. Well, we were supposed to only have 5 minutes. And he was just going to do an interview. And we were going to do the normal questions. How you doing? How's the convention? What do you like working with Disney? This man was like, ask me one question. And so we asked him just one, like it was a pretty good question. And we have this on video on YouTube. And then the next thing you know, he literally is like, here, let's do this instead. Let's find the hit for these Funkos. And he just started bringing over cans of Funko Pops to open. And we were looking for the chase of Donald Duck. So he would bring over a can, nothing would be in there. He'd go grab more cans and come over, and we would open them. And finally, we found the chase. And then he started handing us, like, I got the Funko Jiminy Cricket. We got the Kronk one. He was just such a gracious and cool person. Please check that out on the Chip and Company YouTube page. It's one of the best interactions I've had at D23. I want to thank him. I want to thank the people who set that up. It was amazing. We also, because Funko owns Loungefly, we got to the Loungefly booth and we talked to one of the head of creative. She was spectacular, and then we got to talk to the head of social media. And those two, they know their Loungefly stuff so well. You can see the interview. It's a more of a proper interview. It's me being off the wall and just enjoying my time there. And then finally, on the showroom floor itself, what we want to talk about is Disney has a new trading card game coming out. Think Pokemon, think Magic the Gathering. It is called Lorcana. And Lorcana was giving away like a 6 set of cards. They only made 900 of them. So if you were lucky enough to get one, you were lucky enough to get one. But Lorcana will be a brand new trading card game that is due out next September. So check that out, Lorcana. If you are into trading cards, if you are into
Pokemon or, like I said, Magic or any of those, Lorcana is going to be the Disney version of that. And man, is it spectacular. Before we go to the commercial, Chip, I will go through just one or two panels real quick. I got to sit into the Encanto panel where the folks from Encanto sang "We Don't Talk About Bruno." What amazing people they are. They are. There's a few from Colombia, one from Venezuela. They talked a lot about how important it was to be seen. Basically, they just were happy that a Disney made a movie and their culture was there, and they spoke so highly of working with Disney. And then they did a sing-along with the crowd doing "We Don't Talk About Bruno," and having 5,000 people sing along is so cool. So I had a great time with that. And then the only other panel I want to talk about is Tron. I missed it.
Yep.
The one panel I really wanted to see, I missed Tron. I was sad, but I did get the comic book Marvel #1 of the Tron, so I was happy about that. Let's take a quick commercial, and then we can wrap up our DCA and the last of D23 for everybody.
All right.
Hey guys, Diz Life Mark here, and I want to tell you all about the official travel partner here at Chip & Company. Let our good friend Sarah at Destination to Travel help you plan your next Disney vacation. Sarah specializes in planning dream vacations for your family. She's an authorized Disney vacation planner, and she can help with every step of your magical vacation. The best thing is that her services are 100% free. Want to travel beyond Disney? Sarah has you covered there too. Want to find out more? Fill out a trip request form over at the website at Chip & Co. or email her directly at sarahsolberg@d2travel.com. What are you waiting for? Start planning that dream vacation today. Email her at sarahsolberg@d2travel.com.
Yeah, not bad. Did I get through that in 30 seconds each?
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you. How much time do I have to talk about the ending stuff?
A minute and a half.
A minute and a half for the whole thing, or
That was a Muppets reference.
Okay. You know I'm not good with entertainment quotes. I don't get
That
it,
was
man.
the Muppet Vision 3D.
Oh, you're right. It is. All right, let's talk about a few really important things that we had. You and I sat in the parks panel with Josh tomorrow, A Boundless Future. We did talk a lot about that. There's a lot of stuff written up on the Chip & Company website. We're putting together a YouTube package right now as we speak. I'm waiting for it to render, where we just talk about everything that happened. Blue Sky projects, Beyond Big Thunder Mountain, Return of Happily Ever After. There's a lot coming to Disneyland itself. Josh tomorrow and Disney put together a really good package. Look, the good things were really phenomenal. And then some stuff was like, I wish I had more. So you and I, though, man, we work really well together in those panels, I got to say.
Yeah, it was busy.
It was busy. I was sweating, man. I was sweating. I was, and I'll tell you that I was in between tears and sweating the whole time. And at one point they mixed together and I didn't know what to feel. So interesting. Please go back and check it out. All the stuff about Encanto may be coming. Villains may be coming. Moana, that water attraction. Who knows what's happening with Epcot's 40th anniversary. But the parks panel to us, and this is getting to the next thing, the parks panel to us is one of the most important panels they have at D23. It kind of sets up the next 2 years of what is going to be written about the most and what Disney's going to do. So it kind of gives us a plan of action. And I think Disney recognizes for us and for some other media outlets that it is the most important one. So after the parks panel, Chip, you had a special lunch where Disney had you go. What was the club 21?
21 Royal.
21 Royal. Disney took you guys out there. And it's kind of a way of saying thank you for all you do for us. We recognize that you're out there and you're doing a great job. At lunch, though, you got to meet someone special.
Well, we had the lunch there in 21 Royal, and then afterwards they said a surprise person was going to come in and talk with us. And
in walks the
Bob-
CEO, the
Yep.
one and only Mr. Bob Chapek. How
Yeah.
was that?
that was wild because I have not seen him with like the beard. So he's got a nice beard growing on there. And
Yeah, you and him went like our beard buddies.
yeah. And it was really nice. I mean, he just talked to us like normal people, and just wanted to answer any questions that we had. There were a bunch of like the major Disney news outlets there to talk with him, and he just talked with us. It was very refreshing. Told us about the company, about his experiences going from being the Disney parks president to CEO of the company. I mean,
And I will say this, Mr. Chapek does not often sit down with media outlets. So it was nice to have an off-the-record private conversation with him, and he was able to explain all this. So I was jealous of you for a few minutes. I was like, I should have been there. Dang Chip for coming out to this one. And I was like, oh, right. It's Chip and company. It's so you deserve to be there. You own the company. But then afterwards, you guys had something special.
Yeah, after about 15 minutes of talking with us, he's like, I want to take you guys somewhere. And we're like, oh, okay. So he took us over to Mickey's Toontown that is under construction, and we actually got to walk the whole Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway that is still being built.
And that's really cool. I want to mention about Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Apparently, you did not say this, so this is not from you. I had heard, though, that there is a 13th scene added. There's a new scene added inside. Obviously, they didn't have everything on for you guys to see it, but
No, everything was on. Each room that we went into, they turned on for us.
wow, that's so cool, man.
We weren't in the vehicles; we were walking it. But
yeah,
it was-
walking it's just as good.
yeah, it was cool because Bob walked it with us, and I went and chatted with him. Just friendly banter. Talked about like bringing Marvel to Disney World. I was asking him, "What's the holdup? Come on, we want some Marvel stuff."
Right. Now, I will also mention this. You guys got to walk over with him. So he was very adamant, like, hey, look, you can talk to me. Let's have a conversation while we walk. So you
Yep.
guys, the 10 of you or however many were there, got to have just a conversation and walk and talk with Mr. Chapek, and then walk through Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and then
Snapped a picture at the end.
snapped a pic. Yeah, you did put that up on the Instagram, and you will have that memory forever.
Mhm.
Look, he gets a bad rap a lot. Once in a while, when you get to meet a person, when you get to meet someone who gets a bad rap, and you meet them in person, your ideas of what they are change a little bit. I know you and I have always been pretty positive about him. We will only write articles that we can verify everything that happened. We don't speculate on anything when it comes to him. That's what kind of sets us apart at Chip and Company. Do you have any new founded respect or thoughts on Mr. Chapek?
Yeah, I mean, he was a great guy. Like I said, he's very down to earth. He didn't seem like he was better than anybody else, and he really has the best interests at heart for Disney.
Yeah, I wish we could tell the story, but we're going to leave that private because I think it was off the record, and the one-on-one with him, I think, was really cool. So anyway, that was meeting Mr. Bob Chapek. Got over.
I've actually met him a couple times already.
Yeah, I got to say hello to him for a brief second, but he was not talking to the media at that point. He was kind of ignoring us, and that's fine. Look, he's a busy man. You got to run all of Disney, and Disney is more than just parks, people. There's a whole lot more companies that Disney owns that he's in charge of. But you got to come back, and then we decided as Chip and Company to kind of finish the night out together over at DCA. Spend a few hours over there. We got to meet Mr. Mark Daniel over there and his wife Figgy, which Mark hosted a whole bunch of events, so he was beat up and tired, but still a gracious human being. Mark Daniel has nothing but the best of Disney in his heart. We will see him next month at a Give Kids the World event. So we will sit down and talk to him. Maybe we can get him on our podcast at some point. Great guy.
We saw Nate too.
Yeah, we saw Paging Mr. Morrow. He was walking by while we were talking to Mark Daniel, and it was like, hey, everybody, let's all get together and get a photo. Was it Andrea? I think that was her name. She was out there. Mark was with us, you, myself, Figgy, Mark Daniel, and we were like, hey, Nate, get in the picture. And Nate came in, got in the picture with us, and we all know each other. So it was really cool to see each other off the clock and not working.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what this last part of DCA was, being off the clock and just, I had a nice drink. We went to Pimm's. I had a adult beverage finally because I had one at the end of the night because I wanted one and I'm an adult. So there. I don't know why I'm trying to explain this, Chip. You're not my mom. Why are you acting like my mom?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I know. Like, what am I doing? I feel like I'm explaining. Anyway, I'm wasting more time. We got to eat at Pimm's. I know I skipped over Webb Slingers. I'm going back to it in a second. Pimm's Kitchen. We had the day before. I had the giant chicken little bun. It was like fat guy in a little suit. Fat guy in a little suit. That is Pimm's chicken sandwich. It's like fat chicken in a little bun. All I could do is think of Chris Farley and David Spade. So when you go to Pimm's Kitchen, ask for the Chris Farley. And you'll see it now and go, oh, crap, he's right. That's funny. What else did we have there? Oh, no, we also ate. We went to the shawarma place. Yeah. The shawarma was really good. Listen, I have to say, I was really thinking that I would go see the shawarmacist out there and they'd be amazing. But my wife makes a better shawarma. And I had it the night when we got home. I had shawarma. I was like, I really need shawarma. That was not that good. It was okay. But my wife makes a better shawarma. My wife is a shawarmacist. We did ride. We had
it. Now, it was chicken shawarma. I like lamb shawarma.
I love lamb shawarma. Look, you can mix them both. The chicken, it was good. It was fine. It was passable. This tzatziki sauce on the side, good dip. You, myself, and Mark and Andrew. I hope I'm not hacking her name.
No, it's Andrea. You're good.
Okay. I hate when I meet new people and I get their name wrong. Like, I'm horrible with names. She was awesome. Her and I chugged a beer because we were running late. It was like, let's just finish this. I was like, okay. I never slam beer like that. So I was like, yeah, this is great. Let's do something. You know that little feeling you get? So I was just ready to go. Stop being my mom, man. Why do I got to explain this to you? We went over and rode Webb Slingers. Webb Slingers, you have to move your hands and arms a lot, like you're shooting webs. So you act like you're the Spider-Man. And I got to tell you, Chip, we were tired. We were really, really tired. And you could see, like, my right arm was firing. My left arm was like, pew, pew. And you were tired. Mark was tired. And I don't know why we did Webb Slingers, because it felt like we were like, you know what we need to do? Work out. And I don't ever want to feel like I work out again. So Webb Slingers, we did get in the top 10 for the day. I think we could have done better had we been awake and rested. But top 10, being tired, not bad for Webb Slingers. Not a horrible ride, but I don't need to work out after having a beer. Stop being my mom, man. Stop judging me. On the way out, though, we got to see the Headless Horseman at nighttime. So they have Oogie Boogie Bash is going on in DCA. They kind of leave the Halloween music playing the whole time in like the Oogie Boogie soundtrack. And certain things are lit up. Like they have little displays that are still set up, even though it's not Oogie Boogie Bash that night. We got to see the Headless Horseman, and he was lit up perfectly. You can see the video on Shipping Company's Instagram. That was awesome. And then, of course, we left, and all of us went back to the room and crashed after writing more articles and working more. But we all finally passed out in the freezing cold because you like to leave a hotel room at -0 degrees.
Yep.
Can you have a -0? -1. Let's go with -1. I don't know if I said -0. 0 is a non-negative or, yeah. There I go again. So anyway, I am rambling. We are out of time. Thank you for the last 30 minutes of me flying through all this information. Would have loved to say more, but trust me, it's going to be on so many other podcasts that we put out. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on the Chip and Company webpage, our Facebook page, wherever you get your information. We appreciate you all out there. Thanks for listening to us ramble and have a good time for the last hour and a half, 15 minutes-ish. Chip, as always, got anything going on this week?
No, I don't really have anything. Catching up on sleep, really.
Yes.
We got like maybe 5 or 6 hours of sleep a night.
If we got that. And then we woke up tired and I think we did 47 miles, by the way.
47?
47 after 6 days. By the time I walked into my house, I looked at my step counter. It was 47 miles.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, dude. Especially for two old guys walking around. Well, one old guy.
3 old guys.
It was all three of us. We were all hurting. It's like, well, it was D23 Expo. Tired. I'm just tired. So anyway, thank you all so much. Chip, we have a resort tour coming up. We have Screamageddon coming up. We have an event at Give Kids the World with PJ Masks coming up.
Wait, does that Screamageddon? Is that the one where you can shoot people?
Yes, with
paintball gun.
paintballs.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait. I know what I'm doing now.
Another video of that.
Yes. Last year, the video did not turn out very well because I just did not know what I was doing.
You were also giggling like a kid in the candy store.
Oh my God, it was the most fun I've had at a media event. Like, look, I get to meet all these cool people, but shooting people dressed up as zombies, I found my new thing.
With a paintball gun.
Yeah, right. With a paintball around. It was great. It was like all these other media people I know, and they're like, yeah, get in the bus. I'm like, what are we doing in the bus? And then they start loading paintball guns, and you're like, oh my gosh. I was like, are we going to shoot each other? I was like, this is awesome. And they're like, no, we drive around a track and you shoot zombies. And they were all neon and lit up. Oh my God, it's the most fun thing. I'm telling you, when we do this event coming up next week, follow along. Screamageddon is in Lake City. It is amazingly fun. Other than that, what else do we have? Oh, we're going to check out the wheel at Icon Park and do some Icon Park stuff. So I am busy, my friend. And then what else do we have? Oh, we have the 40th anniversary of Epcot. We are going to be in Epcot that day. And
you're staying at a hotel too, aren't you?
Wyndham? Yeah, the Wyndham Resort over by Universal. I will give all that information. And then don't we have something else that day? Is Joey doing something on October 1st? What's that event? She is. I can't think of the event. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's the pirate dinner.
Yeah, Pirate Dinner Adventure. Yeah, so, man, what a great time of year. What a great time to be part of Chip and Company. Thank you guys so much. As always, my friend Chip Confer, you get the last word.
I'm too tired for it this week. We're really long, so.
You could have just answered it and we could have ended it like 2 seconds ago, but now we're talking about
Worlder. There you go.
And on that note, everybody, end of line.
Bye, everybody.